Hello everybody, good day to you. Welcome back. Glad you guys are here. I know I'm glad to be here. This is day 3, video 3 of this 2008 Lexus RX400h for hybrid. The first 2 videos of this vehicle have pretty much been tear down. It came in for an oil leak on the back valve cover. We spent the first video pulling the valve cover off and resealing it. Second video, we did the front valve cover. And then we went around and pulled off the entire timing system and water pump. Now we can see that there is not much space to work with in here with all the vehicle in the way and whatnot. But we did manage to get everything apart on this thing. And I've already got the water pump mating surface prepped on the block. The gasket's in place. And we're gonna go ahead and unbox the timing components, fetch the water pump, and get that thing bolted on. Once that guy's on, we can do the front timing covers. We'll put the cam gears and everything back together. Then we can set up the belt, tensioner, and tensioner pulleys, and that'll start to button up the front side of this engine. I'd like to get this done today. I'm hoping this isn't going to be a 4-day job, but let's see. There's a lot to do, so let's get started right now. And like I said, I've already prepped that block surface, and I've got the gasket in position almost. Uh-oh, it fell. Look, that could have been bad. It's supposed to ride on that little pin right there. Okay, so new pump is in hand. We're just gonna slip this guy up into its home here, get it over the dowel pins and over the studs, and we'll bolt this guy on next. There we go. Okay, a couple nuts here. Now, some of the bolts for this are down here on the bottom side, and some of them are up on the top side, so we're gonna do the up and down thing like we were doing in the last video. Also, if you missed the last video or even the first video, have no fear, you can just check the links down in this video's description, and it'll take you back in time to the other videos on this truck. Okay, there's one bolt going in. There's another one right here. And then, I don't know if I can reach that third one from here. I mean, I can reach it, but I can't see it, so let's get it from up top. Yeah, real easy from the top side, right there. I'm gonna try to move through this video as quickly as possible. Like I said, there's a lot of work to do, so I'm not sure how quickly we can get through this. But I'm gonna try to make this as efficient and streamlined as possible. Click. One more nut. Way down yonder. And one more bolt. Good to go. All right, so far so good. The water pump's bolted on. Let's get this upper front cover on. The reason we had to pull this off is because the water pump kind of sits behind it a little bit, and I wasn't able to get the pump out without removing this cover. It's kind of annoying. A lot of extra work for, yeah, it didn't have to be that way. No worries though, we got through it. Let's get this guy bolted in, blinded by the light. And we'll get one in the back that's gonna locate and align the part. And now I can just get the rest of these little bolts in. And as always, I'm gonna put them all in by hand before applying any torque to them. We don't wanna get in a situation where the things are kind of binding and the thing isn't aligned, and then I can't get the remaining bolts in, so always do them hand tight first. Well, not always. I mean, like, let's call it 99% of the time. If I say always, that actually means 99%, because you can't ever guarantee 100%. That's just not realistic. That's why I don't like the phrase, you know, giving 110% or 110% effort, because by definition, if you've achieved 100%, then you can achieve no more. So by that logic, I don't like when someone says, you know, we need 110% effort, you know, let's get it done, 110%. Okay, while we're here, let's go ahead and put the new timing idler pulley on. There's the old one, here's our new one. It's green, so you know it's good. We'll get this guy bolted on right here. Thread that in. And let's definitely make sure to get this tight. We do not want this guy coming off later on. That would be bad. Click. Very nice. And now for the part that I kind of dread, getting these camshaft sprockets tightened. This thing was a bear to remove. They required a very large amount of torque, and I had to hold the gear in position while I broke it loose. I couldn't get in there with a tool or an impact, and there's actually a special tool designed to hold these, which I don't have, so I had to make one out of an angular pry bar and some bolts and a welder and a sawzall blade. It was a DeWalt sawzall blade, you can tell, because it's yellow. Not sponsored, that's just what I have. So anyway, let's get this one threaded on, and then we'll come through and torque the daylights out of these things, because that's how we found them. That's how I'm going to put them back. Click. Okie dokes, we're kind of all set up here with our special tool, torque wrench in the socket. I've got the tool in the spokes on the gear, and the bottom end of that pry bar tool that I made is resting on the water pump pulley, so I'll be able to apply torque pulling towards me in my direction to tighten this fastener right here. I just looked it up, and we're looking for 92 foot-pounds of torque. I gotta tell you, putting 92 pounds of torque back in that little hole sideways is that's a difficult proposition, but we're gonna do it. Actual clicks, that was a good one. Let's do it again. It's 92 pounds. All right, that one's tight. Now this is the, whoa, ho, ho, that was bad. Okay, this is the easy one because there's plenty of space to manipulate things. Let's get the tool out of here, and we're gonna go back and get the rear next. Okay, tough to see, but the tool's in there, it's set up. See that right there? And we're ready to go ahead and make the pull. 92 pounds and a click for the win. There we go. Nice. Music to my ears. Okay, let's head back down below and go to work on some of those rear covers, and then we'll go ahead and get the belt set up. Okay, down here on the bottom, let's go ahead and get the tensioner in, or the tensioner pulley rather. I've already put the stud back into it, and I put a little bit of grease inside of there to ensure a smooth, long life. Let's get this guy threaded in and torqued, and then we'll go ahead and load the hydraulic tensioner. Oh no, I just realized something. Like, I thought I checked it, but I didn't check it properly. This is not the right tensioner. Oh no. Ah, that's the wrong stuff. Okay. Oops. Alright, well, I'm dead in the water on this for the time being, because the part stores do not have any other timing components available local. So I had to order one, which is, I think it's in like Tallahassee or something, or Jacksonville. It's far away from where I am, so that's gonna take another day to get that. So I can't do anything else with the timing. However, we're not totally dead in the water, exactly, because I did get those missing ignition coils, 1 and 2, there's 2 of those. I got those today. So what we can do is throw those coils back in on the back side over here, and then we can re-gasket that intake manifold and get the intake back on. So although we're kind of stuck, we're not dead in the water all the way. That's just not really how I wanted to do this. Regardless, we have work to do, so let's keep going here. Yeah, you see, half the battle is just improvising when these little situations show up and not freaking out over it, because freaking out is not gonna make the part show up. It's just gonna make me, well, freak out. And we don't want to do that. Like I said earlier, there's already spark plugs down inside of these holes, so we just need to plug these coils in and bolt them down, and then we can get the intake back on. You know, curious, the connectors on the back side of this engine did not break when I removed them, but the connectors on the front side, every one of them broke off.
Flashback.
Now we're gonna do the nice and easy one. There's those broken clips. See that one? I touched it and it broke right off. Look at that. It's a Toyota thing. So anyway, as I was saying, we're moving forward to the easy clip breaking section here. As soon as you move it to depress, yep, snapped right off. Look at that. All three. Live on camera, me breaking customers' vehicles. How about that?
End of flashback.
The connectors on the front side, every one of them broke off when I tried to remove the clip, which I find that odd because I would figure that back here there would be more heat than up in the front, thus deteriorating the plastic in the connectors faster. But that appears to not be the case. Who knew? Click. Okay, all three coils are in. Let's go ahead and back up some, and we'll get this intake manifold installed. Okie doke, so here's what we're gonna do. Go ahead and get this intake kind of set up here, and I'm gonna pull this old gasket out because we got a new one. These are kind of reusable, but this one's it's been here a while, so we're gonna change it out with a new one. We don't want this thing to develop a leak later, and then we gotta do it all again. So gasket's on. Let's go ahead and set that down in there. And if you recall earlier, we had 2 studs and like 4 bolts or whatever. So let's go fetch the hardware. Okay, now there's this little bracket that goes on. It's just gonna provide some mounting points for other hardware. And it also adds a bit of rigidity to this assembly right here. Oh, where's my studs? Let me find my studs, be right back. Okay, I found them, they were hiding. So the studs go in the 2 corners if I recall. We'll get those things started, thread it in. Back on that corner. And then the rest of the bolts, right here. Let's run these studs down. We don't have to make them super tight, they just need to thread in and then stop. Stud click. All right, 1 nut right there. Nut number 2. Okay, let's drive these hex bolts in next. Nothing's tight. We're just running it all down. Come here. Click. Okay, let's get the nuts. There we go. I love it when we make it to the part of getting everything done. That's the best part. I shan't forget the 2 nuts in the back. Clicks. Okay, manifold's bolted on. I'm gonna reach around the back and get a hold of, or get the bolts installed for those vertical bracket braces. Once that's done, we'll go ahead and get that intake horn back on, and then we can bolt this throttle body back together. Okie dokes, I've got that little bracket installed and bolted on back there. So we're gonna go ahead and move on and get our little intake horn / elbow reinstalled here. It's already got the bolts kind of hanging out in it, and I'm just gonna slip it right over its stud right here. And we're gonna do that without dropping these bolts. That's the plan. Is it gonna work? Or am I being a little too overzealous? I think I am. Yeah, I better just pull some of these out so I don't drop them. No. There's one. Okay. Yeah, I recovered the one I dropped. It fell way back there. We got that. Let's go ahead and get this thing bolted on. There's 5 bolts in this, which seems like a lot. But it is a weird shape. I guess that makes sense. Even clamping force and whatnot. There's 4 and then 5 is around the back, which is kind of hard to get because there's another bracket in the way. But I'll get it in there. We got her. And I'm about to drop it. Hang on. 2 hands for the win. Okay, back bolt started. I'm going to tighten that hardest to reach one first. Unless I got the wrong size tool again. Clicks. Okay, there's one. Give me back my tools, please. Thank you. And just like a tire, we're going to go in a star pattern. Or close to it. Click. Nice. There's one more 12 mil that goes in that little bracket right there. Let's get that guy started. Hear what I said, bracket? There we go. Yeah, it heard me. There we go, nice. Beautiful. And it looks like this little thing right down there clips onto that hose, so we're getting somewhere for sure. It's gonna be 4 bolts for that throttle body. That's where that thing is gonna live. We'd be lost without wobblies. They're the best. Okay, so I don't remember if this thing plugs in right here or not, so we're just going to leave that this hose aside for now. We'll get that later. But we can connect our throttle body. I also went in there and cleaned that thing out with some throttle body spray. See that? Okay, next up we have these emissions package solenoids here. Let's see, that's gonna, it clips on here. That clips in there, so let's put the wiring harness together, connect it. There's gonna be 2 10 mil nuts that secure it, and I was right about that hose because it looks like this hose plugs into the vacuum source right there. So that's where that goes, and that means this one plugs in right here. Glad I wasn't too hasty on that. There we go. All right, 2 10 mil nuts. Actually, it's going to be 3 because I have a ground wire over here to attach. Remember that one from earlier, right? There we go. Click. Okay, 2 nuts coming in. They're little ones, little 10 mils. Become clicked now. Connected, injectors in the back are connected. Let's see, this is not connected properly. I have the routing wrong, hang on here. That goes up here into that clip right there. That's how we did that. I was wrong. You can't see. I still can't see. Yeah, I had to move this thing. It was down over here hanging out and under that, so I pulled it up and around and then connected it to its little bracket right there. Okay, well, there's really nothing I can do except get the wiper cowl and stuff back on. I'm reluctant to do that because I still need to get back there to get access to that rear camshaft. It's kind of risky, I think, because I don't know if I needed to pull that wiper cowl out in order to do the timing. I don't think so. I think I can manage as long as I'll be able to reach in and get the bolts for it, which pretty sure I could. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and proceed. I'm gonna finish putting some of this stuff together. The wiper cowl was gonna be next. Also, I found that these were not installed properly last time somebody was here, because if you recall, I found this harness just kind of dangling down, so we're gonna put that back where it goes. I think someone forgot that step. No worries, I remembered for them. It happens. There. Okay, wiring harness is now secure. Let's move on putting this wiper assembly back together. Yeah, I think this is kind of unfortunate because I'd hate to be wrong and have to take all this apart again, but at the same time, I hate to just sit around and not get any work done on the vehicle either. I've got this backwards. Redo. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just take the risk and proceed, and we're gonna see how this works out. I should be able to do that timing stuff without having to pull this thing out again. Should. Hope I'm right. There, just like that. That's how it goes. Okay, so part of what secures this metal piece right here are 2 of the strut bolts. There's 3 that come through, 2 pass through this metal piece. So loud, we're gonna get those right now. Then we'll get all the 10 mils to secure this thing to the firewall. That's not one of them. I grabbed the wrong nut. Click. And we're gonna do the same thing with the 10 mil nuts. We're just gonna run down the line and get all the 10s secured. Click. Get in there. Again, the wobblies are kind of saving the day. Love the wobblies. Oh, I missed one on you guys' side. I'll be back. It's down here off to the right. I see it. It's hiding. Okay. Now we're going to back up and get the wiper transmission and motor installed next. Big giant wiper assembly coming in. I'm going to slip this guy in without hitting the windshield glass. The glazing. Breaking glass is not fun. I've done it once or twice. I was actually afraid I was going to break the glass, and I was trying to break those cam gears loose because I was pushing up on the ratchet, and had it let go, I realized the ratchet was within the swing of the edge of the glass, and that would have for certain broken the glass. That would have really wrecked my day, because then I would have had to buy a windshield, and I still would have had to do all this work. And we just don't like to do those kinds of things. That's bad. We got 5, I think it's 5 fasteners that secures this transmission. They used to call these linkage, it was like a wiper linkage assembly. I don't know if they're still called linkages or not, but I do know that they're called transmissions now also. It's kind of a new one. Clicks. And of course we have to run our wire back through the hole here and secure it, making sure to properly fit the grommet so water doesn't come in. There we go. And of course you got to plug her back in. Otherwise, the wipers won't work. Okay, plastic pieces coming in. This is mostly all just kind of clip in. I have to slip this under the glass and then push it back and up, which is kind of hard. It's not hard, it's just, you know, meticulous, and you gotta work your way down the thing, kind of bend it and stick it in there. Not a situation where brute force is the answer. A little bit of finesse goes a long way though. Clipped. And where's that other clip? There's another one in there. Very good. Alright, well, you know, when it comes to an efficiency standard or point of view, rather, this job's kind of out of the window. So I'm just gonna try to put together whatever I can manage to put together next and button this up as much as possible. I think I'm running into a position where I'm about to be dead in the water though, because I can't really put any of the intake stuff back together because there are brackets that have been removed over here in order to get the timing stuff apart, and I can't put the brackets on because if I put all the brackets and stuff on, then I won't be able to gravity. I won't be able to get the timing belt back together. So I'm kind of getting stuck here. Regardless, I'm gonna do what I can do, and we'll see how it works out. Right now, wipers are going on. That's the nut that I just flung across the floor. Let's see, that one goes right there. I don't want to lose it because these are decorative nuts. And we don't want to replace a nice shiny decorative nut with just any random nut. This won't look good. I just find that funny and interesting that I can put the decorative stuff back together without completing like any of the serious work. That's the cool part. But yeah, we're done on this side, so I see no reason to not put these things back together, except for that blue towel that fell down there. Was that comment relevant? Not in the slightest. But it's what came to mind, so there. Okay, those are clipped on. We can get the bottom side of this little cover in. Put that guy right there. It's got two more little push clips. There we go. Actually, I think this bottom cover was a mistake because I've got that horn for the intake that goes there. Well, you know what? I think that other than some of this mess that I'm going to clean up next, I'm pretty much dead in the water until I can get a replacement timing set. So yeah, I don't see what else I can really do here. It's all prepped and ready to go. Water pumps in, cover's tight, cams are torqued, that pulley's on. I need another tensioner and another hydraulic actuator. Yeah, guys, that's gonna be a wrap for this one, I guess. There's really nothing more we can do until the sparks show up, and I'm not gonna get them today. So I have no choice but to close this one out. I guess this video will offset yesterday's video, which was a little bit long. So we'll do a medium video, and then the long one, which is part 2, and then a shorter one, which is part 3. That's the video you're watching right now. Again, if you missed part 1 or 2, have no fear. Just check the links down in this video's description, or the one up here at the upper right, or the one all the way at the end in the center of the screen. Either one of those will take you back in time to part 1. And again, in chronological order, they will be listed in the description, so you can select which one you choose to view if you need to catch up. Anyway, that's enough shameless self-promotion for me for one day. So again, and as always, thank you guys for watching this video. And most importantly, don't forget to have yourselves a great day. End of Lexus Hybrid Nightmare.